John, help me get my head around this. We see Jason Clare at the press club today. He announces that the Albanese Government is going to get taxpayers to hand universities cash to enrol every Indigenous student who meets early entry standards. The government says the change could double the number of Indigenous students entering university by 2034 from 5,000 to 10,000. Is this university admission based on race, is it?
Yes, it is, Steve. It's exactly based on race. It's the very worst form of identity politics. It's exactly what the US is now rejecting. It's what the US Supreme Court rejected, this idea that simply by virtue of your skin colour, by virtue of your race, you're going to get a university spot regardless of your personal circumstances. Australia is turning its back on racial equality. We're turning our back on merit. And every Australian, Indigenous or not, should be absolutely concerned and alarmed by what's happening. And the Labor government is turning its face against what universities are actually teaching, which is turning out graduates who are woke, who are ill-equipped, who can't think, who hate freedom of speech, who hate their country. And somehow we're going to send more Australians through this meat grinder of education. It is exactly the wrong way to go.
Caleb, Jason Clare also seemed to be suggesting today that we're going to leave people who can't pass subjects in university because that's a nice thing to do. I would have thought if you weren't smart enough to get a pass in at least half your subjects in year one at uni, you would, like the Coalition suggested, you would then be dumped out of the university. But no, in this put your arm around everybody and give everyone a gold medal time that we live in, you're apparently going to be able to go to university, fail everything and stay.
Well, it's utterly ridiculous. It's basically just a handout to the universities because the unis don't care whether or not you pass your courses. They just want to clip the ticket and collect the money they get from the federal government. So what the federal government is doing here basically is securing extra funding for the universities, which is exactly what the universities want. And it's keeping people who could otherwise be going and learning a practical skill, for instance, like doing an apprenticeship, learning a trade where they might have some aptitude. It is keeping them in the university system where they should not be, which will ultimately hold them back. No one wins in that situation except for the universities which keep raking in money.